send the contract over, introduce ourselves, to the attorney and the title company and ask them to run title. And this will take 3 to 4 weeks. Okay, so communication. If it's a mismanaged facility or income producing property, it's the same process. And the process is, as soon as you close on a facility, you need to send the contract to attorney or title company, right? So that they can run title, because running title takes for commercial property 3 to 4 weeks minimum. Okay. And so you want to send this immediate call, introduce yourself to the attorney or title company. Sometimes the buyer, the buyer or the seller picks. Like, you don't always get the choice of what you want to do. I try to push my attorney that closes everything with me and just kind of work, just knows me and knows what I do. But sometimes, like, they don't want to. They want to use their own attorney or their own title company. So, and if I'm closing in a different state, obviously I can't use my one attorney that I use all the time. So I got to get out there and find one. And so a lot of times the seller or the buyer will just suggest something to me. But we'll send the contract over, introduce ourselves, to the attorney and the title company, send the contract over and ask them to run title. And this will take 3 to 4 weeks. Okay, run title. It's when I say run title, that means that, like, the title company or the attorney is just making sure that there's no issues on the title. Honestly, it's just another way for people to make money in this industry, right? But you want to make sure that if however old your facility is or your property is, you want to make sure that title is clear. There's no issues coming up with, like, who owned what, when, where, why, what years, whatever, right? So that's what it is. And you will end up paying for title insurance. Yeah, here it is, title insurance. Insurance, not insuree. Insurance. This will cost, like, less than $1,000 typically for, like, $1 million or less. It's less than $1,000. But you need to pay for this because this protects you and it will protect your money person, right? That's putting the money in. All right. So that's title insurance. When you're talking to a lender, like a private lender, you say, look, I'm going to put you on the title insurance, so you're protected. I'm going to put you on my hazard insurance, so you're protected. So this is one thing that you could tell them. It's like, you'll be on the title insurance. Okay, so send the contract to the attorney or the title, run the title 3 to 4 weeks, and get title insurance. All right, that's step one. And then step two is, the attorney is going to ask you to fill out, like, this kind of application. Fill out application. It's not application, actually. Let me change that. It's not application. It's like in seller and buyer info. If you're the seller or the buyer, seller, buyer info. Sometimes they have this online. Sometimes they just send you over, like, a PDF. There's, like, a form that you're going to fill out. It's like, okay, tell us the information about the property. We need to know, like, who's buying, who's selling, is there a mortgage on it? Like, all kinds of stuff, like all kinds of questions. It's very basic information, but they'll have you fill this out so they have this information. Okay. I think a lot of people are going electronic on that, but some people are old school. Some of you get to fill it out. It's, like, super annoying to fill this thing out. Okay. Let's see what else. And then, all right, so you have the attorney, the players in the closing process, right? It's the attorney, title company, sometimes both. It's the buyer and the seller, or buyers and sellers, right? It's more than one. And then also it's the lender. These are, like, the players in the closing process. The lender, right? Could be the bank, could be the private money lender, could be the partner, whatever it is. Okay. Now, obviously, working with the attorney and the title company, you're just kind of going with the flow and asking, doing what they ask. The buyer and the seller, this is where it's like, okay, am I partnering? Do I have to have an operating agreement? Okay. If you have an operating agreement, then another attorney has to get in and have to write the operating agreement. So I'm partnering with one of my students on a deal right now. And so we created the company together. So we created the company. And then we have the attorney, right, creating the operating agreement for us. Because the attorney that's closing, the closing attorney, let's just do this up. The closing attorney is going to ask for the operating agreement of the company that is buying the property. So you have to have the operating agreement, but the only way you can have an operating agreement is if the company is actually created. So we created a company and then we got the attorney to create the operating agreement. Hey everybody, this is Stacy here. Thank you so much for watching this video. I am here to teach you how to get your foot into this industry. You're watching this video because you want to learn how to get started in self-storage investing, or maybe you own facilities and you want to be a better manager, a better owner. That is what I do, is I teach people how to do that. So please like this video and also subscribe, hit the subscribe button, because that's what YouTube wants. So in order for me to get out the word on how to get started in this industry, I really need your help. Again, I appreciate you listening to me, and I'm here to help you on this journey, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.